Man, that's gotta sting. Witch King of Angmar, let me guide you, and this time no one will kill you. Hello my friends and welcome to my very 5th video. Today we're going to ask the question, can you beat The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, Rise of the Witch King without losing a single unit? Here's a quick refresher of the rules, feel free to skip it if you want. First, no unit I control can die, otherwise I have to reload. But if I have to save units that are not mine, for example from a skirmish, or I get only control after they are close to dying, then I'm allowed to save the battalion, and single soldier deaths do not count. Otherwise this run wouldn't be possible. Of course I will try to do my best to prevent this. Second, summon units like Orc Spawn die when they expire, but if I beat the mission before the timer ends, they are fair game. Otherwise they count as a death. Third, the campaign will be completed on hard difficulty on patch 2.02 because honestly that's the most recent patch that worked quite well for me. Fourth, allied units must be saved if possible, but only as far as it's feasible. Fifth, bugs, glitches and exploits are allowed, but only if absolutely necessary. Oh, and AI manipulation and cheese is highly recommended. So let's jump right into action. First mission starts off in a cold land Angmar, and we must conquer it. On our way we find Rogesh, a troll warrior who helps us recruit more trolls in exchange for blood, meat and gold. The units we get here are pretty useless so far, and we solely rely on our heroes to do the job. The Witch King is a beast here. He has over 6k HP and deals massive AoE damage. Rogesh is another hero who will serve us well. Our objective is now to claim 3 places where we will build fortresses for the Iron Crown. It's not that hard and we can mostly clear the places with our heroes while our units hide in the corner. Until my heroes finish clearing the places, I build as many resource structures as I can to boost my income. We will need it in a bit, because if we finish the objective, a big Numenor attack will come and we have to defend the newly built fortresses, otherwise we will lose. So, I need the money for upgrades and a lot of it. I even wait for some time before I move into the last of the 3 places to gain additional money. Unfortunately, I can't build towers right now, but I can build the troll cage. Is it actually called troll cage? Let's just call it that. And if I upgrade it to level 3, it gets an auto turret on top of it. So I bolster my fortresses with the cages and move into the last position to trigger the big attack. The attack begins, and honestly, for the first mission, it's a lot. I opted to move in with the Witch King to destroy as many catapults as I can, but even he can't withstand this onslaught for long and I have to pull him out. It's really close, but I managed to get him out just in time before he dies. The rest of the enemies scatter around, and after some time waiting and clearing up, there's no one opposing me and I win. First mission went pretty smooth with 0 losses. The Numenorians are broken and serve now the Iron Crown. We conquered the Numenorians and now we are making our way into Arnor. In this mission we must save our new hero. Walder? Okay, I give up. And his men. Oh no, rescue battalions that get attacked. That's gonna be fun. There are 5 camps where men fight and we must come to their aid. But what if we rescue Walder first and then go straight to the next objective? Well, we can, and I do. There's even a voice line which states that we shouldn't go this way for now. But I wouldn't be stupid if I just ignored this message, wouldn't I? So I move forward with my 3 heroes now in 2 catapults because we will need them here. Normally you should rescue the men from the camps and then crush the 2 fortresses of Arnor with the help. But we don't want him to get hurt, so it's hero time. My heroes are strong and can take a beating, except Walder. He is really not tanky and he dies fast. Fortunately, the Witch King and Morgomir, his second in command, are powerful enough to clear most of the defenders from the first fortress, even though I have to evoke them a few times to heal up. But slowly and surely I clear the first base and my catapults finish the buildings off, but I make sure to not destroy the fortress, for now. You see, if you destroy one castle, this triggers an attack from an Arnor King and we don't want to deal with him. With the first outpost destroyed, we move to the second, and it's the same there, slow clearing, pulling back if needed. After I cleared both bases, I destroy the 2 fortresses at the same time and hope that this triggers the mission to end. But sadly it doesn't. The king's attack begins and I have to clear it with my 3 heroes. That's gonna be fun. Okay, I focus the king down and he soon drops dead. His army is another story. I have to kite him around the map to regain some health, otherwise my heroes wouldn't survive. But again, they fall and join their dead king. I thought maybe the mission ends now, but no. I really have to free the camps, do I? Honestly, I tried to come up with a strategy how to save them for about an hour, but to no avail. Someone will die, because again, the game loves to give you units that die in one hit and are surrounded by enemies. So I can save the battalions, but sadly, not every single soldier. I finish saving the camps, and the mission ends, while padding to the new objective. Looks pretty weird and awesome at the same time. Honestly, I didn't know that you could do this. Arno is resisting the Iron King's grasp with the help of the Palantir. We need to destroy it right now. So the Witch King attacks the Bastion of Amon Sul with all he's got. This mission will be fun. The enemy has several powers at their disposal, which are annoying to say the least. Sunflare, which can burn almost every unit to ashes. Rebuild, to regain health at lost structures. Cloudbreak, to stun all troops. Summon Rangers, summon Rangers, duh! And lastly, an ability where they can spawn an elven forest to boost the attack of their own troops. But if we can destroy the melon trees of the enemy, they lose one ability each. So my first objective is to destroy the Sunflare ability, because it's really strong and can lead to an insta-defeat very fast. While my heroes defend, I build up a small base with towers, so my builders can hide in them if necessary. I also construct a Dark Forge after the first Sunflare attack hits to build some catapults. The catapults must destroy the Sunflare tree before it gets off cooldown, otherwise they get one-shotted by its ability. But it's not that close, and I managed to destroy the tree with some time to spare. So now I can take a deep breath and take my sweet time to finish the mission. I also want to level up my heroes as much as I can, because the next few missions will be hard and I need every advantage I can get. The hero squad clears troop after troop and tree after tree until I could finish the mission right here and now with my catapults. But I wait to level up my heroes even more. The Witch King and Morgomir both hit level 10 and the rest is also at their level cap for this mission. I let my catapults attack Amon Sul and it takes longer than I expected, but at the end the Bastion falls. Angmar is victorious and I lost more than 20 units? What? Oh, the cutscene at the beginning counts the units lost there. Well, that's a shame, because there's no way to skip it. After the destruction of Amon Sul, Arno fled with the Palantir. We can't let them escape. So the Witch King sends in his loyal servant Morgomir to finish the job. This mission is really interesting. You start off with a chase sequence where you have to catch up to the king who fled with the Palantir and kill him. Unfortunately, we don't have any heroes here, just a wolf squad and 2 thrall masters. I had to try a few things here, but the one that ended up working was the following. I summoned 2 axe throwers battalions and engaged with my wolf. They have to pull the enemy spear squad away from the hero, and then the axe throwers engage. It was a bit weird in timing and not really consistent, but at the end, I killed the hero mere seconds before someone died.
Return to your master and tell him you have failed! No!
Coward King destroyed the Palantir and now we must reclaim the shards of it before Arno can do the same. So I can't build many units because I get a lot at the beginning, but they are mostly useless.
Nice.
I am also on a timer to collect the shards and I get attacked from Arno at the same time with all they have left. Yeah, right, I might need to think about that for a moment. One thinking break later? Well, I'm basically screwed. Honestly, I thought I had found my match here, but no. With patience and sheer luck, I managed to grab 4 shards pretty fast. Most of them with Morgomir and 1 with the Rider squad. But this was the easy part. Yes, the easy part. Because now Arno can't win unless they destroy my fortress. And guess what they try to do? Do they attack my castle to claim the shards? Or do they ignore it and run past only to kill something and then die instantly? If you guess the latter, then you're right. And it sucked. I had to maneuver my units in circles around my fortress and pray that not every enemy aggroes them. But eventually I managed to wipe the initial wave out and my fortress almost got destroyed in the process. Whew, that was close. Now I can take a deep breath, reinforce my position with turrets and get my useless units in them for safekeeping. Well, I can build one catapult before I hit my supply cap, and I can build towers, so I creep for about an hour slowly but surely forward with my towers, always building some, then killing enemies, and repeat. I also use my archers I got at the beginning to defend. They deal great damage inside towers and can't die. So, after my long slog, I finally arrived at the enemy's base and my catapult began to work. This also took another 20 or 30 minutes until I managed to destroy every last production structures. But I only had to take the shard that was lying there and... oh, I missed one. Fortunately for me, I could easily pull the enemies that were holding the shard into my towers, claim it and bring it back to my fortress. Then riders attacked me from the outside of the map? What? I mean, I clearly knew there was nobody to see, so the AI just cheated and brought enemies from outside the map? Okay. The shards arrived at my camp and I finished the mission. Honestly, it was a really hard mission, but a lot of fun to figure out nonetheless. Our next targets are the Barrow Downs, and oh boy, this mission will not be easy. The Witch King can't attack Fornost directly because the realm of Carn Dûm could attack his back, so we have to destroy them. Unfortunately, the King of Carn Dûm doesn't want to fight on an open field. Fortunately for us, the Iron Crown has a plan. Our army moves to the Barrow Downs where their ancestors were buried. If our troops stand on top of them, the good king can't resist the challenge and has to fight on our terms. So the mission starts you off with Rhudaur and some basic troops. I really don't like him because he's the worst hero we can get here. He's slow, he has not much HP and his damage is meh. Okay, I only choose to take ranged units if I can, because then I can maybe outmaneuver the enemy. But before I try to hold the hill, I let Rhudaur clear out the area of Dúnedain, so our reinforcements have free reign to support us. I let him stand at the top of the hill, and now the fun part begins. Carn Dûm will continuously send more and more and more and better units to the hill from all sides, while you get reinforcements at some point. Sadly, some of our starting troops and reinforcements are sorcerers, and well, how can I put this? They can't attack directly, move super slow, are basically a one-shot to every enemy. Oh, and their spells cost the life of their acolytes. So, I don't think there's a way to design a more useless unit for a deathless run, is there? Which means I can't even use a substantial part of my army in this mission. The beginning is already tough and I need to reload a ton. But persistence, kiting, and every AI manipulation trick I know get me somehow through. Don't ask me how, I don't know how it worked either. Morgomir arrives with some troops and I already had to evacuate the hill. You see, you can leave the hill for some time, but if you take too long to recapture the hill, you fail the mission. Or that's what I thought. Later I discovered that you only have to cross a certain trigger and the timer resets, and it even progresses the mission if you don't stand on top of the hill. So, Morgomir runs in and resets the timer, but honestly, that only delays my defeat. It's really hard to micro every unit and pray that they don't attack on their own or run into enemy fire. The reloading also messes with the pathing of the AI and my own troops. Oh, and hotkeys also reset, so no fancy microing here. After many reloads, and I mean about 138 to be exact, I managed to lure the king and his army out, and the Witch King arrives with his army and Rogash. Okay, I can ignore the hill now and only have to wipe out the giant army of the Carn Dûm's king. Yes, my troops pull back, regroup with the reinforcements and position as best as they can. I activate every buff I have and let my heroes charge in. I let Rogash jump into the enemy backline to wreak havoc. The Witch King shouts and the enemies tremble in fear. Morgomir buffs my troops and well, Rhudaur, he's there. He's not really useful though. Some damaged unit microing later and I slay the king and his troops. The mission ends. Oh my god, this was the hardest mission in all PvE games so far. I am not kidding. And I did it. I won. Honestly, I didn't think that this would even be possible. And then I see that I lost 6 units somehow, or so the game claims. Okay, after a quick rewatch of my 3-hour footage for about 3 times, I could not find the moment where something died. My best guess is that either a cutscene counts or some banner carriers died during the last big brawl. But honestly, I don't care. This try is as good as it gets, for me at least, and it proves that it's technically possible. So, you can beat it deathless, just not me. Alright, moving on. With the Barrow Downs finished, we are now on the defensive. Elves from all over Middle-earth prepare to strike at Angmar and destroy it once and for all. We can't let this happen. The Witch King seeks refuge in the fortress of Carn Dûm, and there we will crush the elves. The mission is a basic defensive mission. You start in the fortress and after 5 minutes the enemy attacks. I instantly build as many resource mills as I can to jumpstart my production. After they finish, it's really simple. I build towers, and a lot of them in front of my main gate. I close the other gates and then I defend. The AI isn't really smart enough to focus fire and use its catapult's range advantage to be a threat. Balder and the Witch King destroy the catapults because they annoy me, and honestly there's not much to talk about here. I could summon reinforcements, but why bother? Even after my gate broke down and part of my wall was destroyed, there was no way to lose, because at this point there were simply too many towers. The AI is even friendly enough to suicide all the units every attack, so it goes faster than I expected. After half an hour of hearing this over and over and over again, Glorfindel arrives and he goes down. His army soon follows and the mission ends. Not really a hard mission, just boring, but a nice break from the last mission. Unfortunately, I don't think it will stay this easy for long. With the elves destroyed, we must now focus our attention to Arnor again. And this time, the Witch King has another cunning plan. He will spread a plague among the lands to weaken Arnor even further. And there we are. This mission is really going to suck. Okay, let's start at the beginning. You return to the graves of the fallen ancestors of Arnor, and your sorcerers must stand on top of the hills to taint the souls of the fallen. Easy, right? Wrong. You also have a timer which starts at 30 minutes, and on hard this means you have to hold several positions at once to complete the ritual before the timer runs out. Also, I thought that you could build towers in this mission, but apparently you can't. Is this a change from the patch? This makes things way harder. And I mean, I can't use the sorcerers to do anything useful. They're slow as fuck and they die way too fast. Oh, and Arnor will strike from several sides at once and try to focus them down with archers and riders. Yeah, not the best situation you can be in. Okay, after 3 or 4 times failing this mission because I would lose to the timer, I tried the following. I instantly cleared as many hills as I can with Morgomir and my archers. They will be my bread and butter for this mission. I also used the new avalanche ability to clear another hill from enemies. While this happens, my builders start pumping mills for resources, and one builds a fortress in a strategic position. Oh, and be careful if you clear the hills, because there's always one rider that will ride away and call for reinforcements if you don't take care of him. So after setting up multiple positions with Sorcerer, I have an idea. I can't build towers, but I can build troll cages that get auto turrets if upgraded to level 3. So now I know what my defense will look like. I build as many of them as I can to defend my fragile units. Oh, and the King of Arnor shows his face and wants to fight. And of course he focuses my sorcerers down and they die. Okay, reload time. I use my water ability to wash him away and then focus him down. And of course, he flees again. The mission progresses and man, the attacks from multiple sides are tough. I always have to save beforehand and execute everything perfect. Otherwise someone is guaranteed to die. And oh, if the acolytes of the sorcerer die, then they don't count as a death in the command points? Interesting. So this means they can die and don't count as a death. At least in my opinion. But to be fair, I will still don't use them as a sacrifice for spells, so with this new rule I can at least survive the attacks and finish the ritual. The king shows his face again and we must fight his army and him. Oh no, mostly riders, I don't want to deal with that, So I cheese him with an avalanche and he dies. The mission ends and I completed this hell of an experience. I mean, it took me about 143 reloads to figure everything out. And it was exhausting. Now the king gets his reward for his bravery.
I do not fear you. You can only kill me.
I am the Whisperer.
How perfect is this man's punishment! His dedication in life will be matched only by his devotion after death! Let his tortured soul hunt the leaders of our enemies!
Another servant for the Witch King.
Once more, the Iron Crown reigns supreme.
So we're here at the final mission, Fornost. If this last bastion of honor falls, the Witch King wins. This mission is basically a harder version of the Fornost mission in BFMA 2. You have to clear some enemies out and then construct a base outside of Fornost and then destroy the citadel. The first part isn't that easy because the enemy loves to trample my troops down with cavalry, but after several failed attempts I finally managed to get through. Now, this mission is basically one long slog, even if you play normally. This gets multiplied if you can't lose anything. Arno spams units that focus your production and vulnerable units, so construction of towers to keep my fragile units safe is key here. Even hobbits attempt to destroy me, but their little corpses soon lie beneath me. Also, the elves make their return, but like last time, the Witch King annihilates them. Now, when no one wants to attack my flanks, I can finally and slowly clear my way through Fornost. My avalanche ability and the frostball from my fortress help me in clearing fast. Also, my starting catapults deal immense damage if upgraded. The only downside to them is that if they take damage, it's permanent. And also, Arno started to spam catapults at some points, and I hate this. Their long range means I have to send in a hero to take them down. And of course, as soon as I try to take them down, they flee. Weak humans. But eventually, I destroy the catapult production and can move in. One last fight against another king, who falls like the rest. Then the citadel gets bombarded by my catapults and an avalanche, and it falls. The mission ends, and Angmar won. The Witch King is triumphant, and the Iron Crown reigns supreme. The land of men is now mine.
Fell and down came Fornost in ash and fire. Arnor never wakes from its age-long nightmare. Thousands lay dead in the streets. The Witch King's malice can now spread throughout these northern lands. Evil had come to Arnor, and evil prevailed.
Thank you so much for watching. You can't believe how much this means to me. I love making these videos, and even more if people can enjoy them too. This run was way harder than I could ever imagine, but honestly, still fun. The challenge really excited me. Persistence, patience, and a whole lot of reloading got me through. As always, I will ramble a bit about stuff now, so feel free to close the video now. I want to thank the YouTuber Giant Grand Games again for the inspiration of this series. I also want to thank my girlfriend again, who loves me and supports me no matter what. If you have any suggestions what video I can do next, please let me know. Feel free to critique and criticize everything you see. Okay guys, stay healthy, be nice to each other, enjoy life, and game on!